welcome to, is this session 20? I think this is officially session 20.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, we've played 21 games, but of course it goes 0, 1, 2, 3.
Zero.
Session 20. Well, welcome everybody.
Cool.
We're getting into the deep stuff now. If you remember from last week, you all had discovered quite a lot of very interesting things about the plot. You had learned a bit about Thanos' origin, the fact that he is of an ancient race that dwelt before there was light,
Oh, yeah.
and that his mother had written a journal, just kind of, to her son as he grows older. But in that journal, as Alexander was reading it, because it's in a dialect that only ancient creatures would understand, you started to learn that as light came into the world, it started to kill these creatures of darkness. And in a last-ditch effort to save her son, her and the rest of the family kind of created this covering, this fortress to protect him from the light. Nim actually got a chance to see it as she was outside, just kind of chucking around one of his little snuff boxes. She realized that the sky wasn't as far away as it looks, and that it bounced off of this almost crystalline, amethyst-like barrier that existed up there. Nim had also gotten a chance to see what Thanos really did with the horn beyond what you all saw. You, in the group, in the room, saw him use it to sort of absorb more energy to become stronger. But Nim watched him literally disassemble the horn into its pieces that almost turned into an image of a Night Mother holding him in her arms before she faded away. And of course, there is the mystery of the Tavern folk themselves, where Kieran keeps saying that half of them seem to exist in shadow, and only Zeroku and Norshella right now seem like the party, like they're physically real and whole and not missing something. But Kieran had been stepping too much into the astral realm and exhausted himself, so much so that he is still in his room right now, at this very moment, just literally passed out on the bed from exhaustion. As the rest of you kind of gathered together, shared your notes, talked with each other about everything, y'all were talking loud enough and kind of having a debate that Yasin started of whether or not we should trust Thanos that attracted the attention of a lone gunslinger, a man in a wide-brimmed hat, long coat, blue skin, and these tubes that come out of his neck that help with his breathing. Cad Bane. Someone who Kieran had touched his mind earlier and realized that he'd been watching him the whole time. Well, Cad Bane comes to your group and talks with you all and basically says that there's a bounty out for Kieran, and let him have him, and no harm, no foul. But being the good party that you are, you stepped up to Kieran's defense. You tried to work out a deal, but the more you all started talking, the more Cad Bane realized that Nimriani also had a bounty on her head. And he decided now was as good a time as any to collect on it. Now both Grim and Nim thought they were slick. Grim trying to go, hey, bounty hunter to bounty hunter. And he's like, yeah, I know who you are, but big whoop. And in that distracted moment, Nim reaching for his guns, which happened to have a trap set on them, as she is locked in a electric charge. She is stunned. As the bounty hunter grabs her and walks out, Estrella, using Mage Hand, reaches, trying to grab Nim before they leave, but doesn't quite make it in time, and probably a little bit distracted by the fact that before Cad Bane leaves the door, he uses his flamethrower to ignite parts of the tavern. Literally, there is a firewall between the door and the party. And so that is where we will start today's session. You're in the tavern. It's on fire. Roll for initiative.
Oh no! Okay.
You know it's gonna be stuff like fire damage and all of that.
No. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm
Alright.
not okay. Put it on. I'm not sure what it is. Go ahead. You go first.
What's that?
9.
9.
What's your initiative level?
Oh, hey, right.
Those are mine. Those are
Oh,
mine. I don't know if those grab yours.
I thought I did.
All right. Give me your timing out. Okay, cool. Timeout. Yeah, I'll wait.
We wrote down our stuff because our internet's spotty, and he's grabbing his papers real quick because he doesn't remember what his initiative thing is. 2 seconds. Sorry.
No worries. You're good. So, Melissa,
Mine's
what's your
11.
number? You're 11.
14.
Well, you have something for initiative?
Yeah. It should be right at the front.
Oh, I see it. It's 0. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you're good.
Never mind the.
What'd you get? 17. All right.
Nice.
So the initiative is this: the fire will go first, followed by Grim, Yasin, and Estrella. Here's how this works. Every round, you will all take damage. This is damage based on the fire. You will have a chance to try and do whatever you need to do, whatever you think you should do to put out the fire. Every round of combat, the damage will increase as the fire spreads and gets worse. So we will start off with 1d8 of damage. Now, Grim, you're a tiefling, and as such, tieflings have fire resistance, so you will always take half damage from the fire. The rest of you will take full damage. Make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's begin. All right, so we will start off with 5 points of damage. This is the fire's turn, and so as the flames kind of spread from the door, all of you instinctively kind of want to rush forward, and you kind of, pull back as this fire raises and hits the roof. And you take 5 points of damage. Grim will take 2 points of damage from that. We round down. And so that is the damage that you will all start off with. You notice that the fire is not just staying put, but is starting to spread both to the left and to the right. On the left, it's starting to lick the wall and kind of start to move itself up. But it has quite a bit of ways on the right side to go before it hits anything else. Grim, it is your turn. Yasin, you are on deck.
Okay. So it's on our side of the tavern.
Oh yeah, the fire is between you and the door right now.
Great. Go behind the bar.
Okay, you can if you want.
I want to go behind the bar and see if I can find a water source.
Okay, so go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Okay. $19.
19, nice roll. As Grim, you make your way back to the bar, you run in the opposite direction. You vault over the bar itself and land on the other side, and you are frantically searching for some kind of a water source. Most of what you find is just alcohol, bourbon, wines, different types of vodkas and things. There's a lot of hard liquor back here. You realize Toblin's been kind of holding out on you. There's some better stuff than what he's given you. But the closest thing that you can find to pure water is going to be a mead. And mead is largely just honey and water and fruit, and it's been fermented a bit, but you know that it's not a strong alcohol. It's mostly water. They feed it to kids. So that's your best idea for a pure water source. There is one keg of mead back there with you. And literally, it's at ground level a bit. For a dwarf, it would be like at their chest height; they could reach it easily. But for you, it's a little bit low. It's like your knees.
Okay.
So that is what you find. Is there? That would be your action. That investigation is your action, and you use your movement to get behind the bar. So that is where your turn will end. Yasin, you're next with Estrella on deck.
I would like to go ahead and cast Create Water across the doorway and try to extinguish the flames, or as much of the fire as I can.
Okay, we're going to treat this like an attack roll. You are literally battling the fire right now. So
Okay.
what I want you to do is see if you can break the fire's AC. Is your water strong enough to cause damage?
Oh, I hope so. Get legs. Do I add strength? Yeah. Add strength. Okay, so that's going to be 25.
Yep, that'll do it. So go ahead and roll some damage for me.
All right. It's going to be 18 damage.
18 damage with us. Not bad at all. Okay, so as you kind of reach out around you, you pull fire from the air. You see it coming out from your jug that you have, or your water skin at your side. And all this water just kind of raises up, and you start to coalesce it into this tunnel that you shoot it forward, and like coming out of a hose, you start to control where this water moves. And as you touch the fire, it goes out. You can tell that water is its greatest enemy. You are putting the fire out, and it lessens around the door. But the fire towards the wall is still moving up, and the wall is starting to catch now. But the doorway is largely pretty open. You've managed to pretty much clear a decent path towards the doorway and split the fire in two as it's heading out in two directions now. You still have your movement if you would like to move, but that will conclude your action.
Yeah, I think I want to go ahead and move towards the door and get it open for everyone else in the bar.
Okay, and so you do that. You move towards the door, and you kind of you slam your shoulder into it to kind of quickly open it. What you notice is that immediately as you hit the door, there is this moment where the handle of the door is hot. You reach to touch it, and you're like, ah, and it burns your hand. And there's a glass window, kind of a looking window that's on this big door. And you can see condensation on the window, almost as if it's misting outside. Only the condensation is with you on the inside. Now, you can't open the door yet because that would take another action, but this is what you notice as you get there. Estrella, it is your turn with the fire on deck. I will say at this point, Estrella, that as you have watched Grim vault over the bar and Yasin put out the fire where he can and lunge towards this door and kind of get burned, you're starting to hear other people notice this fire and freak out. They're starting to scream. You can hear people starting to gather around close to the bar area as the flames are trying to almost make like a horseshoe and move out around this area.
Okay. All right.
I'm not being
Okay. Damn. Do I hear people upstairs noticing, or is it just everyone downstairs?
You can't hear anybody upstairs just yet over the commotion, but you do know that at the very least, Zeroku and Norshella are upstairs. You know Kieran is upstairs.
Yeah.
And there could be others, but those are the three people you know for a fact are upstairs for sure, aside from Thanos himself.
Okay. I want to try to use this cantrip I haven't used yet. I want to try to send a message. Kieran's probably like out. I want to try to message Zeroku.
Okay.
I can do that. It doesn't have to follow a straight line. It can travel freely around corners. It can go through no more than 3 feet of wood. So would I be able to do that up through the floor?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Okay. The message is gonna be screaming. There's fire! Ah! No, I'm gonna tell them it's on fire. Get everyone upstairs and get them out through a window. So that way they don't all rush downstairs.
Okay. Zoroku hears that, and you hear him click on his Stone of Fire speech that Kieran gave him.
Oh damn! I forgot.
Oh, it's a good cantrip. It was good. It's a good one. He goes, "Shit, there's a fire. Are the stairs blocked? You said the window." You have your own Stone of Fire speech. You can use it.
I do. The stairs aren't blocked yet.
No, not yet.
No, they're not. Okay. The fire's around the door. Get them out through the window if you can. I don't know how safe this is.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Is your party safe? Is everybody down there?
Oh gosh, we just have
Kieran's
Yasin.
in a room sleeping.
Get Kieran. Me, Yasin, and Grim are down here. Nim's been taken. We're going after her. You get Kieran.
Shit, got it. All right, I'll get him out. Don't worry.
Okay.
And so now Zoroku is working upstairs with his wife to deal with Kieran and anybody else who might be trapped up there. You still have your movement. That was your action. What movement? Is there any movement you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards. You said there were people crowding around the bar.
Yep.
I'm gonna go towards that group of people and just try to. I can't do anything else, so I'm just gonna try to calm down.
Okay, sounds good. And so you make your way there. The fire. This is now round 2. Every round it ups by d8s, just so you know. So now I'm rolling 2 d8s of damage for the fire as it spreads. Not bad though. 9 points of damage. Could have been worse. 9 points of damage, of course, half, so that would be 4. Rounding now, we'll go with 4 for our tiefling. As the fire spreads, the wall to the left of the door, so as if you're facing the door, it's your right, that closest to the bar, it is on fire now. And it's starting to spread up, and you see it hitting the second floor above on the roof. The fire on the other side, remember, Yasin has kind of split the fire in half to open up the door. The fire on the other side of the door is now starting to catch tables and chairs on fire. And you're watching that wood start to ignite and catch.
Okay.
People are starting to scream just a little bit more, but there's a few who are stepping up. And they're just kind of like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know what to do. We've got to put it out somehow. What the fuck? I'm going to die! And so that's what's kind of going on around you right now. So, Grim, you're next. Yasin is on deck.
Is there any kind of dirt or sand or something to smother around?
I won't make you roll another investigation for you. That just sounds mean. No, there is nothing like that in this tavern. The best you can find is salt. There is like some salt sacks that would be used.
Flour?
There is flour. There's flour and there's salt. There are those two things that would be used in cooking.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Sacks of each of those.
Am I near any of them?
Oh yeah, they're all around. So like behind the bar, you notice that there's a door that's open to like a pantry area that would have like salt and flour and cured meats and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna start ripping the bags open and throwing it over the flames closest to the bar before it gets to the alcohol, hopefully.
Okay, so I would like you to make roll your damage dice that you have. So whatever it is that you normally do for like your Eldritch Blast or something like that, roll that, and let's see how successful you are at putting out some of the fire. So for instance, I'm looking yours
Like
up.
that will it will affect them? Like what hurts the people?
Yeah, so like your Eldritch Blast is a D10 plus 8, right? So
Oh, okay.
roll a D10, add 8 to it. I have a little math on how I determine how successful you all are putting out the fire.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Eight.
Okay. So with an 8, so it's 8 plus 8, because remember you didn't add your
Oh,
plus
yeah.
16. With a 16, so that more than doubles the fire's damage potential. And so as you throw out this flour, these just kind of like slap it with these sacks, you are able to put out the fire closest to the bar, and you're able to keep it at bay. In fact, you can see that where it's kind of going up the wall a little bit, you manage to sort of stop it. And again, you split the fire again. So now there's a fire that's kind of heading on the ceiling a bit. There's one that's on the floor now away from the bar, and then one opposite the other side of the door. But they're getting, those two that you've attacked are a little bit smaller than they were before.
Can I do an action, or is that my action?
That is your action.
Okay.
You still have movement if you want to move anywhere, set yourself up for the next thing you want to do, or you can stay put.
I guess get close to the fire with more flour, but not doing it yet.
Sure. You can. So which fire do you want to go for? The one on the ground or the one on the ceiling?
The ceiling.
Okay. And so you do that. You take an extra sack with, and you kind of hop over the bar again, and you position yourself pretty close to your party's favorite table, the one where all the shit seems to go down. Right above you is where that fire is starting to spread, and you're just waiting to throw it up there. Yasin, you are next with Estrella on deck.
So I'm at the door, and I would like to do. I just want to get this door open by any means. So I think I'm just going to melee the door. I'm just going to try to break it down.
Okay. All right. How do you want to break it down? You could do with your scimitar, with your fist,
We're not gonna
strength check.
just open it.
Well, didn't like I got to the door. Well, it wasn't like I got to the door and like
The handle.
You got to the door,
the
and
handle's not, so I can't grab it.
it's a hot handle, and you're noticing condensation on the window. And Grim keeps giving that face like I'm giving a clue. I am.
Yeah.
And as you kind of like you shoulder hit it, it doesn't budge easily. You notice that. So yeah, you could try to break it open if you want.
That or a window, anything, open it up. Might work.
I can't. Let me see. There's condensation on the window, so.
You either put out the handle, use something on the handle.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let me
You have-
let me change. let me rewrite the timeline.
Don't you have ice powers?
Condensation.
Can I? I'm going to do shape water and use the condensation on the door handle.
Okay. You can do that, and as you kind of bring it down, you notice that there's steam and everything that hits off the handle, but it cools down. You notice that now it's cool to the touch. It's just warm. Are you going to jiggle the handle?
Yes, please.
Jiggle it so hard.
Okay. What is your passive perception?
Passive perception.
Uh-oh.
It is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 15.
Okay. Good. That's very good for you. As you jiggle the handle, your passive perception allows you to feel a rush of air, very subtle, but you feel as if hair is passing along your arm and neck towards the door. As if it's just a slight feeling of being sucked out the door, if you will. That's kind of the sensation of the air that's passing over your body. You haven't fully opened the door yet. You just kind of felt that crack, you know? You can feel a pressure change. Because of your perception, and you kind of paused at that moment, you can either choose to open the door all the way or close it fully. That's what your perception lets you choose.
Oh shit, that's suspicious as hell. That is suspicious.
I think we're gonna have to go a different way with it.
Yeah, we might all have to rush upstairs and start throwing people out the window.
Let's do that. I'm going to shut the door and turn and say, I got a bad feeling about going outside right now.
Your Peter tickle.
You're gonna throw them out the window, but say there's a bad thing outside.
We gotta get out of here. So
I
we can
think
either
we all have
confront
to
whatever's
make
outside now, or we can look
a
at it from above.
Pull
and-
in the window or something.
Can I just-
so pressure doesn't build? What?
Uh,
What?
So that's your final answer. You're closing the door. Cool.
I'm closing
So-
the door.
All right. So you yank that door. You kind of fight that little bit of a sucking pressure you feel. And you get that door closed and locked. All that sensation goes away. It's almost like the pressure equalizes back in the room, and it feels normal again. But as you turn around, of course, you let everybody know, I've got a bad feeling about this. You hear from the back by the bar, Toblin has kind of come from downstairs and Pop and goes, "Hey, what's going? Zoroku, he's trying to work on getting everybody else from upstairs out, but Yasin, did you feel like a pressure? Like air was being sucked out when you opened the door?"
Yes.
Oh shit, that's bad. Thank God you didn't open it. It would have caused a backdraft. I mean, literally, you would have exploded the whole bottom section of this tavern. Shit. Oh, no. Thank you. Thank the gods. Oh shit. We've got to find a way to equalize the pressure or something, or it's going to explode. And we got a lot of alcohol down here. Grim didn't drink as much as she thought, and it's going to get real bad.
My bad. Estrella.
What?
So
Oh,
maybe you could hold your action after his until we can do something together. I have a idea how to do it, but
Talk.
not blow up.
Okay. Okay. What's your idea?
Yeah, you guys can talk to each other. As your characters, you can talk as a free
Okay.
action.
Graham, what's your idea?
I'm thinking a way to let air out little at a time, but
Okay.
not too little. It'll take forever. Is that
Okay.
we might have to put holes in the windows or something to let some of it escape without all of it escaping, so it doesn't
I see your point.
explode.
Could we leave the door cracked?
What about the window in the door? We could just puncture it.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but I
that might
mean,
be
we're risking
much.
if we puncture the window, we're risking the glass shattering
Well,
or the pressure just like.
That's true. I don't know, but it has to be on both sides of the tavern.
It does.
or-
It does
well,
have to be on both sides. Could
be
hold
that.
on. If we
Or all
have-
sides of it if we could. But
Yeah.
You know, I think all of you are going in the right direction with that. I don't know a lot about fire, but I've been around too many in my life. Down dwarves, caves, fire, backdraft, shit's real. We got to equalize the pressure. The windows aren't a bad idea, but I wouldn't break it because that might shatter
do they
everything.
open?
They can't open. If we could crack them, we could crack the door. But here's the thing: we got to be careful of, all right? Because I've done this before when I was younger with the fire brigade. This is going to get real bad real fast. There's a chance that the air pressure could cyclone the fire. It's like when you open up a drain and it tries to all go out. That's going to be the same thing. All the air is going to try and equalize with the outside air, and the fire might get caught in that, and we might have a freaking fire tornado coming towards whoever's trying to hold the pressure at bay. As long as we're ready for that, it might be our best option.
Okay, I do have a question for Chris. Would the fire be categorized as a creature?
Nope. It is a 100% naturally occurring fire from a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It is not a creature. It is not, no life in it at all. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so should we all get to different points in the room?
We can see if
Crack
Toblin
things open.
will open one as well.
Yeah, I can do it. I've done one before. What the hell? Just tell me what you need. I'm here. I don't want this place to burn down any more than you do.
Okay, so we send all of the people down here upstairs to Zeroku, and we send them up there, and then we all, I guess, just get in the defensive without.
We all need to go to different walls with windows. How many walls have windows in this building?
There are the three main walls. So there's the one to the left, to the right, and then the door. Those are the main points of entry. So
that would be Yasin. He's the strongest, if I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, he's
So
got the gun.
you can't let it open all the way, but you have to crack it and hold it, even though it's pulling.
Yep, that sounds right. Where do you need me? Which window do you want me to get?
Whichever one you're closest to, and I'll go to the far side. Where is Toblin?
Toblin's right by you. He's by the bar.
Okay.
He came down the
Just
stairs.
go to that wall. I'm gonna point. I'm guessing the bar. So
Sure.
the wall over here.
Yep. Okay, I got you.
And then I'm gonna go to the one straight across from the bar, the other side.
All right, cool.
Since Estrella's over there already, right?
Estrella, that kind of leaves you on damage control. If there's like a freaking fire tornado, we're kind of relying on you so we don't die.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Is
I don't want. Hold on. Well,
well,
no. I'm flashing back to having to save a bunch of NPCs last time Chris did this to us. So give me a second to make sure Toblin doesn't die.
Yeah.
You have that power. I have.
Get upstairs. Find Zeroku. Everybody upstairs now.
Yeah,
come on. Go. We're gonna take care of this, and we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die. Go upstairs, please. Oh,
you're not giving me much faith.
And kind of at Toblin's urging, you hear just everybody kind of making their way up the stairs, the last remaining people that are there. And you hear Zeroku kind of click and go, "Hey, it got real crowded up here real fast. What the hell's going on down there?"
We got a situation.
We're going to explain this to him in a real panicked way. I also want to ask Toblin, where the fuck is Thonis?
Oh, yeah.
Can he come help with the shit?
Your guess is as good as mine at this point. When he goes to his room, sometimes he doesn't come out for days, okay? I don't even know if it's in the same plane as the rest of us. He may not even know the damn thing's on fire. You want me to go get him? It might take me a year.
No.
I am going to. Okay.
I'm going to scream at the ceiling just in case Thonis is in the building. And I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I am going to cast Shield of Faith on Toblin as he goes. So he gets
all tingly. Cool.
Yeah, you should feel it in your nipples. He gets +2 bonus to his AC. And I am going to make sure I have the Master Shield out.
Yep.
And I am going to stand. Oh, Lord. I'm just going to stand against the wall that I'm at. And wait.
Cool. Alrighty then. Just in case you're not aware, your Master Shield does have a push-back ability. So think of it as emitting a gust of air or a force that could push back enemies. In this case, it is a physical gust of pressure. Just keep that in your back pocket as you're thinking about your shield. It's more than just fire defense. It has that ability to do that.
I'm going to intimidate the fire. Thank you, Chris.
Something like that. All right, so everybody moves to their positions. Estrella used her turn to cast Shield of Faith and ready her weapon. And she is kind of center back against the wall as everybody hits their marks. So here is how this will need to work. Everyone will have to basically hold their action for a turn, so you all open everything at the same time and try to prevent a backdraft.
Gotcha.
So the fire is going to get a third turn right now. That is going to be 8, 9, 10. 10 additional points of damage from the fire. That would be 5 for Grim with her resistance. As all of you hit your marks, you start to notice the fire starting to creep back in around the door, around the windows, but you hold your position. You can hear Tobin kind of going, ah, shit, 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 shit. And he's like patting himself down. He goes, I'm good. It's fine. My nipples still tingle. And he's ready by that window. Everybody holds their turn as they get into position, which means the fire has one more round now to attack you. This is going to be 4 d8s of damage. This is going to hurt. 7, 8, 9, 12, 18. 18 points of damage now. All of you should be hurting quite a lot, and you hear Tobin kind of scream out, ah! And his arm has got a burn on it, but he's okay. That Shield of Faith is holding. It's prevented it from being a lot worse than it could have been for him. But this place is starting to look like an inferno. The second floor is now almost engulfed in flames. The walls are bad. This is a last-ditch effort to see if this will work. Are you all ready to release the pressure?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. So, as Grim, Toblin, and Yasin crack the windows and the door just a little, Yasin, I want you to make a strength saving throw for me because the pressure is strongest on you. Grim and Toblin get their windows cracked, and you can feel air starting to rush out from with under that crack in the window. And as you do, you can see the flames that are around you just sort of and whip around from side to side. But you notice that they're starting to lessen just a little bit as the oxygen is getting sucked out and equalized. They don't have enough to breathe on as they did before. Yasin feels this amazing tug happen on the door, as if the door just wants to blow out and suck in a bunch of oxygen to reignite the flames. Yasin, what was your strength saving throw?
21.
21. With a 21, you feel that door just kind of budge, and then you just Captain America that shit, and you can see your bicep just popping as you hold that door in. You are fighting against it, and all of you start to hear this rushing of air sound. And as you do, you notice that in the center of the room, a small cyclone starts to appear as the air from all 3 cracks starts to circulate around the room. Whatever bit of fire is left on the ceiling, on the ground, on the wall, starts to kind of suck into this cyclone, and it's going towards the strongest area of pressure. It's moving for Yasin. Estrella, it is your turn. Since everybody used their turn back at the same time, it is your turn.
Okay, yeah, so I am going to use my mage hand. I am going to grab one of those bags of flour, and I'm going to bust it straight on the cyclone.
Okay.
Get that shit down.
Make an attack roll with advantage. So roll a d20, roll it twice, tell me your highest number.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, sweet. 17.
Nice. Okay, so with 17, as the flour just hits, there's this cloud of smoke and flour that rises and gets caught up in the cyclone. And as it does, you see it start to smother just a bit of it, and it gets smaller. It's about half the size as it was. It's no longer touching the ceiling, but it's still coming for Yasin. Yes, Grim.
Whose turn is it?
Now it's the fire's turn, followed by you, Grim.
Damn.
Ah.
So at this point, since the fire is no longer spread everywhere, but contained into this cyclone, going for the strongest area of pressure, Yasin, you can see this cyclone bearing down on you. And it reaches a point where you have technically an opportunity of attack if this were a creature. You have two options that I'm going to give you. Option one, keep the door in its position and let the fire hurt you for whatever it's going to do and keep holding on. Or two, burst out through the door and see what happens. See if everyone has equalized the pressure enough that you can get to safety. These are your choices.
We can always just throw open the windows at the last second.
Only when it's your turn.
But only when it's our turn.
Yep.
I might die.
Goes again.
Here's the worst case scenario for you, Yasin. I'll let you know. If you let the fire hurt you, you have to endure 5d8s of damage. I'm going to roll 5 of them, and we're going to see how bad that is. It could be high enough to incapacitate you. You might die. If you open the door and not enough pressure was let out, you could ignite a fireball downstairs in the tavern. But you would be okay. Like, you would get outside with that. So you're really trusting, did we do enough inside, or should I just sit here and take 5d8s of additional damage?
Just trust that we did it. Just trust that we've done it.
Yeah, me and Grim are both. We got necromancy.
I have a feeling
come back
maybe
from
it's okay.
Yeah, I gotta take the chance to get out of here, because if not, I will die.
Yeah, we're all pretty toasty.
So I gotta go.
I've only gotten half.
Yasin goes, I'm too pretty for this.
I can't do it.
I'm too pretty for. Oh,
Pretty.
he's like, have scars on my face.
All right, so as Yasin opens the door, the sucking pressure that he's been fighting against becomes so strong that as it cracks just enough, he is flung outside. What everybody inside notices is that it's almost deafening, the sound of air rushing past your head. The whole inferno gets sucked out the door, and as you look and watch, you see it just and dissipate into the sky with nothing left to burn as it burns itself out of whatever it was. You have all succeeded in equalizing enough pressure. The tavern survives.
Okay,
And
I
all of
lied when I
you-
said I thought it was equalized enough. I
All
just
of you
didn't.
were burned and hurting, but alive. And Yasin, you just see this like tornado kind of go right past you and dissipate, and literally just kind of feel your eyebrows just everything fades
Like
out.
Patrick.
Cindy Brown.
From upstairs, you can hear everybody just start to cheer. Ah, yeah! And everybody just like starts to rush downstairs and literally rush outside as they're coughing and dealing with smoke inhalation. But they, as they pass all of you, they take a second to grab your hands, to pat your shoulder, to hug you. Toblin just comes up to you, Grim, and just kind of like grabs you around your waist and just goes, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" Oh!
I'm just gonna.
Pat, pat.
He just like wipes his face a little bit.
Not with this hand though. With this hand, sorry. Wrong hand. He'd be like, ow, ow.
But everybody thanks you And at the very last, you see Norshella coming downstairs, and she's cast this rain cloud that's sort of following her, and she kind of controls as it moves around, just to put out last bits of embers and things like that. But what you've noticed is that the fire that was on the roof for you, which of course was the second floor for them, she was helping to keep that suppressed so that people were safe up there. No one was hurt. Nobody died.
That's why I was gonna go after the ceiling fire next. Because I was like, ah.
Slung on Zeroku's shoulder is a passed out Kieran, who is still worse for wear. But Zeroku's like, he's good. He's not dead, so that's better than the tavern down here. Holy shit, what the hell happened?
A lot. Oh God.
There was a fire tornado.
Oh, damn! That's I haven't seen one of those. Damn, I always miss the good stuff. And he just kind of takes Kieran's body. He goes, "We'll be outside. It's a little cleaner out there." What do the three of you want to do? Do you go outside? Yasin, do you come back inside, basically, or are you all going to go out? It is pretty smoky.
I guess we got to go find Nim, guys.
Yeah, I think we should go outside, see if there's any kind of trace of anything.
Can I go outside and do an investigation check to see if there's like tracks?
Same.
If there's like a drag mark from a body.
Can I as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll investigation, both of you.
Nice. 12.
Okay, 12.
21.
Oh, damn.
Overachiever. So, as you all move outside, Grim, are you looking for anything in particular other than just tracks, by the way?
I'll look for anything. I don't want to say magical because then that would just be straight arcana. But like,
maybe they set other things on fire when they were leaving.
I guess just take observation of the whole area, not just looking for tracks.
Gotcha. See what you can find. Okay. So as you all step outside, kind of, Yasin picks himself up and dust, yeah, damn straight. That's right. I just faced fire and I lived. All of you start to take stock of what's going on. The people have quieted. They've moved into small pockets. They're thankful, but some are a little shaken up. Estrella, you notice pretty easily that despite all the people's footprints and stuff, you can see what looks like a drag mark. Like, it's not boots or anything like that. It's something has been dragged. And you notice that every now and then the drag marks stop and start again and like shift around and start again, as if Nim was fighting back, picking up her legs, kicking around, trying to thrash and free herself. And you can follow this all the way up until about the center of this island, if you will, this kind of asteroid-like island that the tavern sits on. At the center, you see almost like a large area that's like a crater, kind of like as if something had lifted off with an immense amount of force from the ground and had left some kind of an impression there. Grim, as you're walking along with Estrella, the two of you tracking, you're leaving the footprints to her, and she's telling you the story of this battle that's happened, the resistance that Nim has given, something that lifted off into the air. What you notice is that there's a smell of oil and metal. It's a smell that you're very used to because your own arm has this kind of aroma to it, the metal, the oil, the workings of it. And you can smell the machinery that's in this place. And the smell takes you a little bit further than the tracks do. And you track it to the edge of this island, and it's still strong there. And as you kind of reach out your hand, your natural arcanic abilities, you can sense a threshold, as if someone punched through a barrier, and it's still a little bit thin in that place.
Interesting.
With my metal arm, I'm going to try to reach through it and see if I can grab anything or open it a little.
Okay. Those are two very different things.
Okay. I guess open it a little.
Okay. Give me a wisdom saving throw for that.
There's nothing to add to that, right?
You roll and then you add your wisdom save. It's like with the con saves, the wisdom save, you'll see dex and all that.
19.
Okay. With this, you reach out, and for a second, you touch somebody else's fingers. You can feel Nim on the other side, just barely, like just fingertip to fingertip. You get a sense of her presence. And for a split second, the two of you have a chance to communicate.
I'm going, since it's my metal arm, I'm going to kind of put it like this towards her hand and tell her to remove my stone of far speech.
To take it?
To take it, you don't have one.
Oh, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
As you reach out?
am
Nim,
I able to touch her more than just
It's just so here's what happens, and
oh gosh.
Nim, I'll give you a chance to say something. But as you turn your hand, and Nim goes to grab, it's almost as if one of you is a ghost, as if you are talking to a different
hologram?
a hologram,
A different
time. You're out of phase with each other, and there's nothing for Nim to grab. And the presence that you feel is more of an electrical connection than a physical touching at this point. Grim, you can feel her hand pass through yours. You feel that kind of charge. Nim, what do you want to say?
It's been a while since I've seen that. It'll be alright. Come get me as soon as you can.
Where are you?
Strange place. Be hard to explain right now. But I come from where I'm where Bane comes from. I'm with him in whatever world this is.
Are you okay?
For now.
What'll happen if we don't get you fast enough?
I don't know.
Do you know how long you've been there?
It's at this moment that the connections, yeah, you know me. The
You
connection
say
starts
that.
to fade. You can feel each other's presence pull back from this moment. And Nim, you try to let her know, you try to say more, but you feel yourself being pulled back to where you are now. Grim, with your arm still inside, What was your wisdom saving throw? What was the number again?
Believe it was 19.
19. You can feel something in there, almost as if your hand is inside a lock. And you know that if you can twist and push against the magic eddies in there, that you might be able to open a door. You get that sense.
Okay. Should I throw for that?
You want to open the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a door.
Estrella and Yasin, by this point, you've seen Grim with her arm out past this island barrier. But what you notice is that half her arm is missing, as if it's passed through something. And you see her, and she's starting to sweat. And you notice that some of that sweat is coming out in blood. And while Grim's astral form feels calm and in control, you see her body shaking, bleeding from her forehead as she's sweating water and blood. And you see that her eyes are starting to cry tears of blood. What do the two of you want to do before she tries to throw open this door?
Oh God.
We should try to wake her up. Do a mind thing. Reach into her mind.
That's Kieran. That's not me.
Do a mage thing.
Do a mage thing.
That's Kieran, not me.
I don't do mind things.
Astral project.
I can't do that.
You magic person.
Good.
Hey,
You
we're not on
could
the
just
same-
bulldoze me out the way. I mean,
That's a
there
good
are other
idea, actually.
options.
No, I want to. Damn, no, because if I bulldoze you out of the way, we're all low on hit points. I don't want to run the risk of accidentally killing you.
I'm not as low as you, but you might hurt yourself.
Would I hurt myself on you? Probably. Like
I do have
clump my face
metal
with my
thing.
metal arm. I want to pull out the master shield
Okay.
and I want to bulldozer.
Okay. Cool.
Imagine.
I
Good
want to.
thinking.
I am purposefully angling this so I bulldoze her maybe into some shrubbery or something soft.
There is no shrubbery on this island.
Just let
It-
me fall on
Oh,
the
Yasin,
ground.
Yasin, get on the other side of her and catch her.
Oh my gosh. I am not that fragile. Maybe I am,
this-
but like.
This won't go wrong, Chris. This won't go wrong. This is a great
He's
idea.
trying to outthink you right now.
I want Estrella to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. That's gonna be a 14.
Okay. Estrella, as you instinctively just rush Grim with your shield, hoping to free her from whatever connection she's making through this astral portal, Grim, you have a choice in this moment. A 14 is not high enough to knock you out unwillingly, but you sense Estrella's presence, and you almost get this glimpse of like her rushing towards you, and through her eyes you see your own body and the condition that it's in. In this moment you have a choice. Allow her to knock you out, or resist, which you could do, and throw open the door.
So if I don't resist, I'll open the door.
Damn it, Grim. This is why I didn't like Casimir and try to talk to her in her head because she wasn't gonna listen. Just fucking helmet on this
So
door.
smart.
You had to
You just got me. Open the door.
Fuck.
make another
Fuck.
wisdom.
This is how I die. If I lose the rest of my hit points hitting you.
Don't hit me again. Wisdom. All point. Oh, 20.
Dirty 20? All right.
Yeah, dirty 20, of course.
Okay. Estrella, as you rush for Grim, right at the moment where you're about to make contact with her, you watch as Grim's arm turns, and everybody in this island, throughout the entire tavern, can hear a giant lock being turned. And as Grim pulls her hand out, a shockwave plows into you and the shield. Now, with the shield up and ready, you are easily able to take that, but you slide back a good 5 feet. Yas, and you just kind of grit yourself against the ground and feel yourself slide back as the two of you move to a almost like a behind Grim position. And in front of her, you see a shoot of light. And then it folds in on itself and opens until you see a city street. But it's a city unlike any you have ever seen before. There are lights throughout the sky that look like stars, but they move quickly and almost in a line, and they stack on top of each other. There's steam coming out of vents and pipes throughout this dark alley. There's a lot of metal, and signs that you would normally see carved out of wood glow with an almost magical presence. Further ahead past this alley, you can see people walking about, races that you're unfamiliar with, aliens to your eyes. Grim has opened a door. But as such, Grim collapses to one knee and starts to bleed out of her ears and her nose.
Okay.
Grim, you have 2 levels of exhaustion right now.
Can I move at all?
You can. Any attacks you make or any ability checks or things like that will all be done with disadvantage. And you're going to move at half speed right now.
I'm going to crawl through the door.
Shit! I am running after you to try to help.
Body slammer.
Estrella, you can make it to her in time before she crosses the threshold. She's moving at half speed compared to you.
Great.
So you catch up to her. Do you want to hold her back, prevent her from going through the threshold right now?
I'm gonna look back at Yasin. I'm gonna say, I think we gotta go with her. Yasin is still over there crying about his fucking eyebrows.
Coughing up smoke.
No, I think I get the gist that that's where Nim is, and we need to go there to get her quickly. But I'm gonna grab her and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
So that is gonna be 23 points.
Nice. 23
Actually,
points.
Melissa. And then I'm gonna help her up and walk through with her.
Okay. Yasin, before you step through, Zeroku's going to step up beside you and go, look, I know this guy's still passed out, but you might want to take him with you.
Oh shit, Kieran.
I was wondering how if I can't grab him.
And
I'm not really
I was gonna leave him there
right now.
Yasin's got Kieran.
That's his,
Oh, no. Yasin needs to make like a big baby sling and you just kind of to your chest.
No, that's
just have him on the
I
front,
got you, baby
arm,
Rockman.
head leaning over.
Jessica
You just
flashed
got-
her thumbs up.
I like that.
okay. So Zeroku hands Kieran off to Yasin, and he looks at you and he goes, "Look, be safe in there. All right, I'd go with you, but someone needs to look after the tavern in the state that it's in. If either of you need something, don't forget we have these." And he holds up his stone of fire speech. "My wife and I have been places. Maybe we can help in some way. Maybe we can talk to Thanos on your behalf, but go get your friend. Be safe."
Whew.
Yasin, do you walk through the open door?
With Kieran hoisted over my shoulder.
Kieran's gonna wake up and he's gonna be like, I slept great, and he's gonna be fucking covered in bruises
Covered
from
in
being just like
bruises.
chucked over my shoulders.
And I nod my thanks at Zeroku for his kind words and looking out for the tavern folk. And yeah, I go through.
All right. The party walks through the open door. And again, the sensation of air like sucking you through as if there's two different forms of pressure as you pass. And you can feel the world close behind you. And if you turned and looked, you would almost see like doors closing, just the light from the tavern fading until it's just a line. And then the line just moves itself until it's in the sky and becomes another one of the cracks that you have seen so often before that you now know is a crack between realms as incursion is starting to happen. And you now know what the tavern looks like to these realms. A purple line of lightning that streaks across the sky and holds itself there, along with the red, the green, and the blue that you've seen earlier. Immediately, you are all assaulted by the smell of gas and exhaust fumes, the sounds of vehicles, large, just hovering around you. You can hear the sounds of a multitude of different languages in the distance that really is just more of like a walla 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 to you in the background. And you feel a sense that you are somewhere where magic isn't strong. You can feel your connection to the Arcana, Grimm, and Estrella weaker here than in Hyrule or in Faerun. It tastes different. It's the best way that you can sort of think about it. It just doesn't feel right. What do you all do?
I want to not exactly the same thing, but I kind of want to reach out to see if I could even sense Nim in this area, even though I'm pretty sure that's where she is. But just see if I could sense the same, not the same exact presence, but like her essence.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll join in on that.
Okay.
That's
Roll.
not the fucking same thing. Don't sass me.
I want both of you to roll Arcana for me and combine your roll.
Okay. When you go missing, I'm not in game. I'm not gonna come looking for you. 21.
And hold on. Fuck, I pushed the wrong thing. I should know this by now. 22.
Nice.
Okay. As the two of you combine your archonic essences together, if you will, you sort of lock your auras. You start to reach out in almost waves of energy, moving further and further from your position, as if it's a sonar. And you start to move together in unison, walking lockstep next to each other out of this alleyway. Yasin, you notice that the two of them aren't just the same. They look in the same direction. Their hands move in the same way. Everything they do, they've completely aligned themselves to be almost as one person. Their archonic presence that strong. And you feel just the slightest energy of Nin. It's like an echo, a ghost. It feels distant, but also feels as if it's old. Like a wave that started off strong, but by the time it got to you, it had weakened over time. A ripple at the end of its life. You know Nim was here, in this very alley. You know that Nim was taken further away, but you can't tell where. The echo is too old. Now you have all moved out far enough that others have taken notice of you, including a rather nasty-looking group of aliens who turn towards you. And you hear them talking. Hey, Jabba no Krista. Ichawa. They're definitely talking to you guys.
Estrella's just gonna wave in the most non-threatening way possible.
I'm just gonna probably look at him like this.
That's because Grim looks fucking scary right now. I'm trying to make us not look like
I'm gonna be like this,
red.
looking at them like,
You still got blood on your face.
okay, what Grim's catching?
No.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go a little out of character in this aspect. How many guys are there?
You can see that 4 have started to approach you, but there may be a few others that have taken notice. You can't tell if they're all in the same group or not. There are definitely 4 that look like they're the same species that have come up to you. Their faces are scaly. They have horns that kind of appear around their heads and jawline. They're all tend to be a variation of a brown color to them.
Mm-hmm.
Some have long goatees that they've braided. They're all bald. Some wear goggles. They have very brightly colored clothing, but extremely dirty patches in places. They look tough. Some of them are quite muscular.
This is gonna be a roll of the dice, literally. Going to take going to take a single coin out of my bag and show up to him and let it reflect, and then throw it at.
What are you trying to do?
Just see what happens. Chill out.
Estrella's never been chill a day in her life.
Would you just be cool? Okay.
Gosh, Mom.
The one who was talking, the one who's kind of in the front of this gang, if you will, grabs the coin and kind of looks at it and goes, puts it in his mouth and kind of tries to bend it a little bit. I noticed that is it a gold coin that you threw at him, Grim? So he sees the gold and he kind of looks at you and he smiles and he kind of knocks it into the air, flipping a coin, if you will. And as it goes higher and higher into the air, you hear the sound of fire.
Not again.
And you see smoke coming right down in front of this gentleman who was talking to you.
Lord.
And as the coin lands down in front, it passes by a wide-brimmed hat, red eyes, a blue face, into a hand that catches the coin. And he looks at the group and he goes, well, now I wondered how long it would take all of you to finally catch up to me. That one there still has a bounty on his head. Were you all smart enough to bring him to me so that you could get out of here with your lives?
Campfire!
What's that?
I don't know what to do. I'm trying to think. I have like 2 ideas, but none of them are great.
I'll make it real simple.
Jesus.
Don't touch his guns this time, for sure.
No,
Yes.
nobody touches weapons of any kind.
All you gotta do is hand over that Kieran fellow over there.
Oh
And
shit.
the rest of you get to go free.
He could just see Kieran
Yeah.
unconscious.
On Yasin.
Maybe Yasin needs to get Kieran out of here since Kieran can't fight back.
We're kind of all in shit shape, but okay.
Also, Yasin can't really fight back.
Yeah, Yasin can't. I haven't cure wounds him yet.
Question
We've done that before we walked
to
through the door.
Bane.
Can we just maybe?
How much is his bounty?
Run away? No, Grim.
How much is the... Are you asking?
Yes, I'm asking Bane.
Okay, that's a fair question to ask. I like that. Cad Bane looks at you, Grim, and he smiles, and he goes, I knew the bounty hunter would come out in you sooner or later. He's worth 2,000 gold coins, plus the favor of a very powerful man on this planet. So you can see why I'd want to bring him in. Are you trying to cut a deal? I acknowledge you did half the work. I could be persuaded to perhaps let you in on a piece of the cut, but not too high.
Well, if we did all the work, as you said, shouldn't we get a decent amount?
What are you thinking, bounty hunter?
Well, I don't know this area, and people, powerful people, as you mentioned, but let's call it Estrella.
What?
Give me a percentage. That sounds good.
80.
Are you seriously thinking that we're going to go 80-20?
Estrella's never negotiated in her life. That's exactly what she would say.
If it's 80 in my way, that's
Yeah, that's what. No. How about we call it?
Are you going to go back on your deal now? You going to throw out another number? My patience is growing thin, and I guarantee you it might be easier just to kill the lot of you and take him. Choose your next words wisely, bounty hunter.
Okay, I was gonna play nice. But you know what? I'm going to pick a spell, if I can.
What are you doing?
Be with disadvantage.
I have
Oh.
disadvantage, so
Levels of exhaustion.
We need to run.
You see Cad Bane start to square up against you, and one hand moves to his holster, and it starts to twitch. The toothpick in his teeth, he starts to grind and move. What's it gonna be, Bounty Hunter? You want to get into an all-out fight with me and my gang? Or do you just want to walk away from this and leave him there on the floor? You ain't looking so hot. You and the rest of your friends, they're hurting. You came from a fight. And you're reaching for another one so quick.
I can tell by your lack of eyebrows.
stop. I'm going to quickly cast Wall of Fire.
Wall of Fire, okay?
Love that.
What's it do?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what it creates a wall of actually it's more like a box of fire to contain. But you will get fire damage if you get too close, and you will take, I guess,
Okay.
5d8 of fire damage each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of the side.
All right. So you create this wall of fire, basically within this alley between you and Cad Bane and his gang.
No, around him.
Oh, around him.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. So still, same difference.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So you're all separated by a wall of fire now. You can hear him just growling on the other side. Damn it! Get him! What do you want to do, all of you?
We're all gonna haul ass.
We're hauling ass.
And we're gonna find somewhere like an inn or something.
Oh yeah, while we're running, I want to roll investigation and I want to find a dark hidey hole.
A dark hidey hole. All right, dark hidey holes. So the three of you with Kieran in tow make a beeline straight back behind you, the opposite way down the alley. Of course, now with the doorway gone, you can see that just continues off into another part of this greater city, and you all run as fast as you can. But Estrella, you quickly realize you're running faster than Yasin and Grim. Yasin, carrying a full other body with him, is not able to use his full movement speed, and Grim is exhausted.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go back and you're carrying him.
As you go back, Estrella, as you turn, because you notice that they're not with you, but they're trying to move as quick as they can. So you turn back and you look and you kind of slow your pace. As you do, you can see Cad Bane walk through the fire. As he does so, you see this blue aura around him that pushes the flames back, just this personal energy shield. And he just walks through and he goes, "You're trying my patience." At the same time, all of you can hear the sound of engines starting up. And you hear on either side of you, and if you turn and look, you can see people on bikes that are hovering above the city skyline, moving parallel to the two of you.
Is she the only one who knows anything's going on?
You would all notice the speeder bikes passing you, but you didn't see Cad Bane come out from behind.
Oh no. Okay. All right. I'm going to get between them and Cad. I'm going to tell them to keep running, and they're going to limp along. I'm going to keep my eyes on him. And I'm
Okay.
gonna move backwards as I do it. Like I'm not doing a standoff, but I'm trying.
Cool. As you do that, you watch in like the blink of an eye. Cad draws out his 2 guns and just
Fuck you, I
shoots
have a
them
master
off.
shield.
And you watch as your master shield, you move it, and it deflects these 2 blaster bolts quite easily. And so you are able to keep them protected as you move backwards through this alley. And Cad Bane just sort of laughs, and you just watch him. And he just starts to rapid fire against your shield. But you're safe. The shield is big enough that you are able to deflect these.
I'm going to, while we're doing this little dance, I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon, and I want it to be a blaster, and I'm going to start shooting back at him. Second level.
Okay. This is
I don't
fun.
know what else to do.
I want you to roll. Ooh, this is a tough one. Roll Arcana. Let's see how closely you can get a blaster. You've never seen one of these in your life until this moment, and what it does.
Oh, that was good.
Like-
That was good. That was good.
That looks cool. I'm stealing it.
22.
22.
Exactly. That looks cool, and I'm feeling it.
With a 22, you were able to create something that mostly looks like a blaster, but sort of functions like a wand in the sense of you can feel a charge and you expel it with your arcanic energies. You're not sure how his gun works, but you're able to at least imitate it. And now the 2 of you are in a shoot-off, and as you fire at him, you see just how agile Cad Bane is. And he just turns, and he's barely able to keep up with you as the 2 of you shoot, shield deflecting his blaster bolts, his body narrowly missing yours, until he starts to run up a wall. And as he does, you watch his jet boots ignite.
Why he got jet boots?
And he leaps above your head, flying now on these jet-propelled rocket boots. And he's continuing to fire down at you in a steady stream.
Okay.
Do we see any of this? Or is it all behind?
Oh yeah, no, you see it all. You start to see this, you notice it.
Okay. I would like to Eldritch Blast him.
Okay. Break his AC. Roll
Do I
with
have-
disadvantage.
But do I still add 8?
You're not adding 8. You have to roll to break his AC, remember?
Okay.
So this isn't damage, this is a can you hit him? Period.
$16.
16 does not break his AC.
Oh
So
no.
as you launch your Eldritch Blast, you watch again, his agility is just off the charts, more than anything you've ever faced before. And you see his boots light up as he turns to dodge, continuing to fire at Estrella's shield, keeping it now above her head, but making sure that her attention is fixed entirely upon him. As you all continue to run out of this place, is there anything else you all would like to try to do?
Is there any buildings that we can like just run into to get off the street?
Roll investigation.
I can, yeah. Roll. 19.
19. You notice up ahead, Yasin, as all of you are running, that on your right there is something that looks like a door. It should function like one, but everything's made of metal. Everything has just a slightly different shape to it, but it feels like a door to you. You're like, that's pretty damn sure that's a door.
I
We're
think we
gonna
should
be in
make
a
our.
basement.
We should.
Yeah, y'all need. Yeah.
We need to hightail it.
All right, yeah, I'll look over my shoulder and see Yasin going for the door. I'll make sure they both get in.
Okay. As you approach the door, Yasin, you notice that it doesn't open right away for you.
Mhm.
But you can see when you come up to it that there is like a crack that runs down the middle, and like as if you could pry it open, like it would move to the side. It doesn't have a handle in it or anything like that. There's no hinges that you could move it. All you see is this crack that runs down the middle.
Is there? Can I have Yasin look around like the sides of the doors
Sure.
to like see if
You
there's
notice
anything weird?
This is a door-heavy episode.
Yeah.
to one side, you notice that there is like a keypad. There's numbers on it, and it lights up.
uh,
Maybe you always try hitting stuff. Just hit
What-
buttons.
yeah, I might just I'm going to try to punch the keypad.
I might punch the buttons.
Yeah, I want to try to break it.
No.
Push the buttons.
I want to
Okay.
short circuit it.
All right, and so as you do in one hit, your hand just sort of sinks into this keypad, and it breaks quite easily. And you notice these sparks and smoke and electricity that comes from it, and the door just kind of, and it opens up just enough that you could fit, your hand into it, maybe squeeze your head in. Not enough for a full body, but you've opened it a little bit.
Okay, I guess me and Yasin are gonna work our hardest to get that door open before
Oh yeah, use your
Rolla
metal
gets there.
arm.
Yeah, my metal arm, obviously.
Both give me a strength roll. Roll a d20 and add your strength to it. It'll be at the top number you'd see on the top left-hand side up there. You'll see strength and dexterity and all that kind of jazz. Estrella, as the two of them are starting to work on the door, you are just keeping Cad Bane at bay. And you have got him to hide behind kind of like a dumpster that you all had passed. And he's got his back up to it, and he kind of turns out every now and then to shoot at you, and you shoot back at him. And you just hear him calling out, "Y'all are making this harder than it needs to be. At this point, I just killed a lot of you and bring you in myself. Well, maybe there's bounties on your heads too. You could have just left the boy here. But now I'm gonna bring all your asses in."
This guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Why is my strength negative?
Sorry. You strong with that?
I rolled 19.
Okay, and Grim?
I'm 17 then.
That ain't bad. That's something. It was a good roll. The two of you are able to pry the door open, but you can feel that you're fighting something else that wants it to shut. So you're just both holding your sides there.
We let her get in and then jump.
And you do that. Estrella, you let off one last blast to kind of keep.
I'm holding it sideways now.
Oh, you gangster now?
Yeah.
And as you do, and the both of you kind of head inside, and you just feel the door just shut. And you hear outside the sound of spurs walking up to the door. And you can hear him growling. And you hear the sound of these bikes kind of pull up next to him. They're inside. No, I don't know how the hell they got in. I'm paying you to ask questions, dumbass. Get around back. Wait for them there. I'll see if I can find another way in through the roof. They ain't gonna escape me this time, I swear it. And you hear the spurs as they walk off. You are inside an old office building. As you look around, you can see desks and chairs and computer terminals, though you're not exactly familiar with what those are. And lights dim throughout this place. On the wall, you can see a symbol. It's a low-level light of a woman standing with her arm out, hand up, almost as if inviting you for food or a drink or something along those lines. It's an establishment.
Okay. Would like to walk further into the building.
And you do. As you walk in, you notice that in the dim light, you can see tables that perhaps were set up for like a massage. It feels like maybe spas that you would have encountered in Faerun and things like that. The further in you go, you start to notice that this is like an establishment for taking care of people, massages, pedicures, manicures, other instruments that you're not quite familiar with, but that would be taking care of alien physiology. This is a spa kind of a place, but it's late in the night and everything is closed.
Can I do, I guess, an investigation to see if I see anything?
Oh, you don't even have to roll for that.
Oh.
You can see what makes sense in this place for a spa, but you're looking for a way out. You're looking for exits and entrances. Aside from the door you came through, you notice that there's another door in the back, and next to it are stairs that, as you walk towards them, lead up into another section, another part of the parlor. And you can see light coming in through windows up through there. Rows and rows of windows.
So,
Is there any way down, not up?
can I go to the windows and see if like they're all still out there, like guys on hover bikes looking for us? Can I like what's this view of the street I'm seeing? I'm gonna be sneaky about it though. I'm not gonna be like facing the window. I'm gonna be like eyes in the window.
Sure.
I'm gonna be sneaky.
I just so Chris doesn't go, oh, so you walk up to the window and they see your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be sneaky. There is no way down. You are on the bottom floor, Grim. There's no basement or anything like that. There is simply the door out the back and a couple of the windows that you can now see at ground level with you. But are you going for a downstairs or an upstairs window, Estrella?
I'll go upstairs.
Okay. So as you make your way upstairs, what you notice up there is that there are rows of chairs where people would sit, perhaps have their hair done, their pedicures done. You see little baths for all of that. And you see rows of windows, and you're crouching by them, getting low, and you just peek your head out of one side, and you kind of duck it back, and you hear a speeder go by you. But below, you can see this gang of aliens. They're Nikto, their species, and Weequay. And you see them down there, and they're looking for a way in. They're trying to move to the different exits around this building. But you start to see Cad Bane rise up and go even with the window level. And instead of pointing a blaster, he's shining a light from his gauntlet. And just like a searchlight into the room, he's trying to find all of you. Your head's low enough that you duck down real easily, but you can see his light just pass by and create ominous shadows across the back wall.
Is there this is a question for Chris. Would there be a way for our characters to recognize something that could be used for like communication, like a phone,
We have
or
speakers.
like space future version of that?
There are definitely a lot of things with buttons that you could see, especially in the desks and things like that. Roll history for me, Lawson.
Ooh. Ooh, that's something we haven't really done.
So, yeah, it's a rare one.
Oh, natural 20.
So in your journeys, Yasin, you have encountered a lot of technology. Mostly what you would know as Dwemer technology, which is really advanced dwarven machines. They've done some pretty amazing things deep in the mines, and you've had a chance to meet a few of these tinkerers and inventors, and a lot of their objects are lever and button based. You push a button and it makes a machine move, or pull a lever and an elevator will rise and lower deeper into the mine shafts. So you are, at least when you look at this technology, it bears a resemblance. You recognize levers and buttons. You know that this should cause something to happen. And you also can recognize a microphone and speaker system. You've seen Dwemers experiment with being able to communicate through the mines without having to send a runner, and instead carry their voices through an electrical signal. And so the microphones have a very kind of distinct pattern to the way they look. And here in this world, they're not far off. And you kind of look at it and go, that's probably some sort of a communication device there.
Call 911.
And
Pretty
Something
much.
kind
911.
Call the Jedi.
what would you
So
like to
yeah,
do?
I guess I want to. Well, I guess I want to go over to there, and I want to go to there and do my best to figure out how to turn it on. And
Put it up to your ear, see if there's anything.
oh yeah, but yeah, like
Hello.
and tried to send some sort of signal out of this place that people are here and are in an SOS. People are in
Okay.
trouble.
All right. So as you pick up this, what you perceive should be like a receiver. You can see that there is a line that kind of carries itself down to a pad, and this pad on it has a few buttons. As you start to press them, you start to hear a signal come through on the receiving end on the speaker that you have pressed up to your ear, and you hear this kind of and like a pickup on the other side. Frank, I swear to the gods above, if you're calling me at this hour for no damn good reason, I have half a mind to get over there and wring your scrawny ass and throw it out a window, because I swear, do you know what time it is? Do you know?
Listen, I'm not Frank, but I'm in Frank's place, wherever this is.
Wait, you break in? You break into my establishment?
I did not want to break in.
Why the hell
I'm
would you
on
break
the
in?
run, and my friends are with me.
Oh, you're on the run. Good. I should probably call the local authorities here so they can go get your ass out of my establishment.
Yes,
Wait,
please.
wait,
That
wait.
would be
Who is the local
fantastic.
Is it the
Well, you might have to deal with the people outside your establishment first, and they're the main threat here.
Not us.
So the authorities would be fantastic, actually.
And then you just hang up.
Thank you very kindly.
All
Good
right.
night.
I just watch you put your
Oh,
hand.
I was gonna wait for the other guy, but I don't know.
Okay. I just like the way you put your hand down, just hang up on it.
You're like, there are
As
bigger
you-
problems. Thank you.
As you bring the phone down, you just kind of hear, and you just, and click. Almost immediately, an alarm goes off in the facility, as if it was
No.
triggered remotely. Within minutes, whatever the local authorities are will arrive. But before that happens,
Don't trust the police. in another galaxy.
Okay.
Estrella, still
Over your
upstairs, still
earthling
hiding.
politics into this.
You notice that Cad Bane has lost his patience and just bursts through the window. You watch him just fly through. Glass shatters everywhere as he kind of uses his arm and hat to deflect it from his face. And he just stands, he just hovers kind of in place on his rocket-propelled boots. And he turns and he catches you in the corner, hiding from the window. Time's up, little lady.
No, the misogyny. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep him from going downstairs. So I am going to call.
Do you know what you're going to?
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I wanna
Do we hear anything downstairs?
Oh, you would have heard the glass crash for sure.
Okay. Yasin, you want to go investigate what she's doing up there with me?
Yeah, we should better go upstairs.
You like Kieran down on one of the things like he's getting a pedicure. He's got a little cucumber on his
Keep in mind, wherever you go, you can carry Kieran with you.
Oh, I have to keep him
Yeah.
with me.
Never mind.
You
You stay near the where we entered. See if you can work on seeing if that's clear. I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna use my chill touch cantrip, and I'm going to create my ghostly skeletal hand.
Hey, we have the same cantrip.
Yeah, we should high five with them sometime. It'll be creepy. I don't want to like touch him on the shoulder. I want to see if I can like knock his feet out from under him. I want to break those fucking boots.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know if I can do that with that, but
Yes, with that, I believe you can.
it doesn't say where I have to touch them. With
No,
which-
you could use it for holding stuff, other things.
Oh, I want to amend that slightly since we
All
haven't done
right.
that yet.
All right.
I want my chill hand to grab one of his feet and crush the boot.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Interesting.
Like better description.
I want to break his ankle.
Alrighty. Let's see. I want you to make a dexterity throw
Okay.
against his dexterity.
Okay.
Which one of you is faster at this quick draw action?
Okay. Okay, my dexterity's bad, so fingers crossed, guys. Okay. Oh, okay.
You got this. You got this.
That's a 15.
Doesn't beat a dirty 20.
Fuck.
Nice, though. That was a good roll. Good fight. As your chill touch reaches out for him, you just catch the edge of his boot, and you catch it enough to throw him off course as he's rushing towards you. He just kind of, shit, boom, and he just kind of slams into the side of the back wall there. But he stands up and just starts firing at you. But his bolts are different. Instead of being red and laser energy, these are blue circles that are coming for you, and they expand as they get closer. Grim, you're coming up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
So you watch as these blue expanding rings of energy go for Estrella. Estrella, I want you to make a, let's just do wisdom. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
8.
As these energies hit your body, one after the other, you feel yourself start to seize up, and everything within your mind, all your concentration and focus, just blanks out. And your body is stunned. So, Grim, you watch Estrella get stunned by Cad Bane, and you see him walk closer towards her.
I'm going to cast Bowl of the Dead.
What does it do?
It creates. What does it create? Part of creature's range. The sound of a continuous. It's like really loud bells start going off around them and kind of disorient. And the target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
Okay, cool. What do I got to beat?
16.
Ooh, it's a high one. Nice. All right.
2.
17. It's like right here. It's proof. I'm showing it to my wife. For 1 second.
I don't believe coercion.
Coercion. As you cast this, Cad Bane just and you watch him just kind of hold his head back, and he is somewhat distracted, but his attention goes from Estrella to you now, Nim, and he goes, shit, and he shoots 2 blasts off at you. Wisdom saving throw.
Do I add? Oh, do I have to add wisdom to it?
Your saving throw.
Yeah, it's your saving throw, yeah.
But I don't have good wisdom.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
15.
As these bolts reach out for your body, you feel yourself seize up as well. Your metal arm catches it first, and you just feel and lock up. All the mechanics of it and everything just seize, and it just grips your chest as you fall back. And before you can hit the ground, you hear Cad Bane's boots go off. And you feel yourself lift off the ground as he grabs you. He continues on until he grabs Estrella around the collar and just crashes through the window closest to him, each of you held in one of his hands, stunned. Yasin, you hear another window crash above you.
Come on, buddy. I need you to wake up now.
You need to get out.
We need to get out. I'm going to run upstairs and...
Why are you running upstairs?
Because I'm going to ask... Would Yasin be strong enough to grab both Estrella and Grim and jump out of the window?
With another body on you?
I already have y'all.
No, Cad Bane already has us and is jumping out the window.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
how you're going to catch both of us while you're carrying Kieran.
Oh, right. Well, I was
So-
looking at D&D.
So you're moving up the stairs. All right, so as you run up the stairs, you see Cad Bane outside in the alley hovering with both of them in his hands, but you see a bike pull up alongside with this almost like big net that they use, and you just watch as he drops Grim into one net and it locks onto the side of the speeder bike and it drives off. Another speeder bike pulls alongside him and drops Estrella into that net, locks it, and Cad slowly turns in his hovered state and looks at you, and he just makes dead eye contact with you, Yasin. And you see him getting ready to draw his blasters. But as he does, hang on, I gotta find my music. Damn, ruining the moment. As he does, you hear the sound of sirens. And flashing lights appear everywhere. And Cad Bane looks at you and he grins and he goes, well, I guess 2 out of 4 ain't bad. This ain't over, boy. Not for either one of you. And you just watch him ignite his boots stronger and peer off. And as you run towards the window, you can see these bikes streak off and out of sight.
Fuck!
I'm all alone.
Yeah, Kieran.
You got Kira.
I got a half-dead rock man.